The Control Helper is a new rigging tool that takes helper objects in 3ds Max to a whole new level, offering a vast range of customization options and display types that simplify even the most complex rigging tasks. Let's create a Control Helper by going to the Create panel, Helpers, Control Helper, and click somewhere in the viewport. You can access the main parameters in the Modify panel. This helper is what you can use as an element that the animator will interact directly in order to move, rotate, or scale a specific part of a rig. And for that, we have a lot of types of shapes to choose from depending on the task. We have different types of arrows, a box, a human figure, different circles, a cone, different types of crosses, a cylinder, and so on. Here we have different types of spheres as well, and a couple of stars. Here you can control the size of, and some types of helpers let you define the length, width, and height independently. Let's select the arrow for a moment. Here, with the axis parameter, you can change the direction. With thickness, we can control the shape of the control even more, and with some types of control helpers, like the rectangle, we can change the corner radius like this. Here we can set the interpolation steps. And over here we have some special parameters that allow us to control the shape even more. Now before continuing, I want to show you the gizmo sub-object over here. With this, you can offset the helper position and rotation, similar to what you can do with this Affect Object Only button. The advantage here is that I can have this same offset transformation in several objects when they are instanced, like this for example. Now if I turn on offset lines, we have this line that goes from the helper axis to one border of the helper like this. So you can have this kind of helper as well. If I turn face camera on, we can have our helper always facing the camera like this. We can also use constant screen size and draw on top in case we want our helper to be displayed over all the objects in the scene. Now let me show you this scene over here. We can see this control helper that is used for controlling the arm of this character, but here we also have this alternative way of selecting this helper using the mesh of the character instead. You can even use only the mesh to select the helper if you want to, just like this helper over here. You can set this up with the selector parameters over here. You can select a mesh, define what polygons are going to be used for the selection of the helper, and some other parameters like the color and opacity. The control helper is also used a lot with the SmartAnim rig system. Let's create a SmartAnim biped rig and take a look. As you can see, each and every one of these helpers are actually SmartAnim control helpers, even the ones over here in the face. The good thing is that you change the shape to whatever you want depending on your style. Well, yeah, that's a wrap on the control helper. Explore the possibilities and take your animations to the next level.